will give a speech to you about waste disposal. My purpose is to motivate my audience to become more mindful about the amount of waste that we produce. First, let's talk about mops. The first mop was a bunch of yarn or string attached to the end of a 5-foot rod. You had to carry a bucket of vinegar and water around that tended to slosh everywhere, but you could have the same mop for years, and it would be just as effective as the first time you used it. Fast forward a couple years, and you had the invention of a new sponge squeegee mop that would release the water soaked inside of the sponge when you twisted the handle. These could last a year or two until the sponge would break off at the bottom. Fast forward to today, we have Swiffers. Now, Swiffers are very convenient, but you have to buy little individually wrapped, moist, wet towelettes that will attach to the bottom of the Swiffer handle. I personally have a Swiffer mop, and my roommates and I have to take turns buying the Swiffer refill towelettes. My point is this: Americans have become so used to the convenience that one-time use goods bring, we tend to forget about the waste this produces. I hope I can motivate you to become more mindful about the goods you buy, as well as the waste we produce. I will talk about the exponential waste we produce through one-time use goods, the packaging of goods, and food waste to hopefully influence a change. First, let's go back to the one-time use goods. From one-time use mops to plastic grocery bags, they'll both get thrown out and end up in giant landfills surrounded by heaps of garbage. We use these one-time use goods as a matter of convenience. Do you really want to spend the extra time cleaning the mop head very thoroughly to get an equal use every time? I didn't think so. Second, have you ever noticed that when you buy small items from the store, they always tend to have huge packages? Now, this is mostly so the companies can fit their advertisements, logos, and catchphrases on them, but I guarantee that all of that packaging will be thrown away. I was at Walmart the other day and saw a spatula with about 4 inches of plastic around the edges of it. They didn't even bother to use the hole in the handle to hang the spatula up. There was a special hole punched in the plastic. Additionally, back when I was in 5th grade, I went to a day camp called Camp Grady Spruce. At each meal, they would bring around a trash can attached to a scale. You dump all your food waste into the trash can, and the table with the least amount of food waste would get dismissed to the activity early. And then the table with the most food waste would get dismissed, or would have to stay back and clean all the tables. Now, how can we fix these issues? The solution to the one-time use goods would be to return to using cloth materials or other materials that can be used more than one time. Adopt the second principle of the recycling motto, reuse. The more you can repurpose goods, whether it be a mop or using your empty cereal boxes as snack containers. Secondly, the solution to the excess packaging of goods would be to return to a minimalist kind of structure of just slapping a barcode sticker on the product, and will cut down any need for extra waste. Thirdly, the solution to food waste is exactly as it was for my 5th grade day camp. Only take or buy what you can actually eat. Any more and you waste food. Or if you eat it, that causes another issue on a whole separate topic, obesity. Now, what would this look like? Now, if we stay on the track that we are on, Carbon Calculator Group Online says that we will fill up landfills with so many non-biodegradable goods that carbon dioxide emissions on the Earth will heat up and melt the ice caps, causing flooding in the densely populated coastal areas. If tomorrow we all started reusing goods and eliminated the need for one-time use goods, we would heavily reduce the carbon footprint of the humans. The EPA also says that plastics currently take up 13% of our landfills. If we continue to do nothing, this number will exponentially grow and could take up a much larger percentage. My hope is to reduce this percentage so we are not at such a threatening level of plastic waste. Thirdly, an article by the Washington Post said that, quote, as of 2010, 20% more food was being produced worldwide and was actually needed to feed the world's population. Overall, the research is estimated that the global surplus could be used to feed an extra 1.4 billion people. If we continue to waste food, this number will just grow more and more. If we can cut back the amount of food we waste, then we can slow the process of carbon emissions. In conclusion, the amount of one-time use goods that companies produce is directly related to however much we buy of them. So if we buy less one-time use goods or plastic-covered items, or that large French fry you won't be able to eat, remember that the company is just going to produce extra food, extra plastic for you to consume. For my family, I've gotten 4 reusable bags and put them in your cars. So the next time you go grocery shopping, you can bring them in the store and say, I have my reusable bags, I don't need any plastic. The world needs heroes. We may not have superpowers,